Well, hello and welcome back to Mr. Reed Math, where we take the mystery of math and make it past tense. All right, so we've spent a lot of time dealing with triangles, and we have an assessment coming up. And one of the things about this assessment is that you're going to have to be giving all of your responses in CER format. You're going to have to do a little bit of writing. And I wanted to take a minute and show you a strategy that I think works really well. So the first thing I'm going to do, I've got a question in front of me. And if you're like me and you've got a member of your household who happens to be an art major, sometimes you run across these crazy things that they have, like a rainbow assorted set of highlighters. So I'm not saying you have to bring this to class, but maybe one or two would be a good idea. But I'm going to grab a highlighter. I didn't ask permission, so shh, don't let her know. But anyways, I'm going to read through this, and I'm going to highlight as I notice words that I think I might want to use in my answer, because you're supposed to restate the question in your answer, all right? And you definitely want to use vocabulary. So, playground repairs. You are a sheet metal worker, and you are asked to repair a merry-go-round which needs a new floor panel. The panel is an isosceles triangle, right there, isosceles triangle. See, they're giving me what I need in the question, so why not use it? Isosceles triangle, but part of your sheet with the measurements is torn. You can make out two of the angles, all right? Triangles have angles. One of them is 38 degrees at the top, and what appears to be a base angle, well, there we go, base angle, that's a good one. I'm going to go ahead and mark the angles as well, because that's probably going to come in handy when I start doing calculations. So a base angle of 71 degrees. All right, at the bottom left, what is the full classification of this triangle? And what is the missing angle measurement? Okay, so pretty well constructed question, I think. I'm going to take a look at this, and the first thing, since I'm answering in CER, I recommend you do this. You don't have to, but I recommend it. Put a vertical line, and then write the letters C, E, and R. All right, C stands for claim. That's going to be the answer to the question. All right, we're going to get to that in a second. R is the reasoning. What is the rule, or what is the formula that's used that backs up your answer? All right, and then E is the evidence. Now in math, when we do evidence, we're talking about what's all the calculation that we did to get our answer. We're going to show every step of the work. So I'm going to start with evidence on these types of questions almost every single time. And right off the bat, I noticed something almost instantly, is that they gave me 2 degrees or 2 angle measurements, and they left off a third. So that automatically tells me, you know what, I'm probably going to add those up and subtract from 180. All right, so let me see, 38 plus 71 plus the missing, and it says here, the missing angle measurement, plus that missing angle measurement equals 180. And now I just do the algebra. So combine like terms, 38 plus 71 is 109, plus x equals 180. And then when I subtract 109 from both sides, I end up with an answer of x equals 71. And that is the missing angle measurement. All right, and I can see 71, 71, because we have 2 matching angles. Yep, it's isosceles, so that backs that up as well. 71, 71, and 38. You can go ahead and draw that triangle if you want to. It just kind of backs up, gives me a little bit to look at when I'm grading your paper. So 38, 71, 71, and now we know that we're on the right path. Okay, so what's the missing angle measurement, and what is the full classification? All right, classification. It's already told us isosceles, so we know what the classification is according to the side lengths, but we don't know what the classification is according to the angle measurements yet. So I'm going to look at the angles. I notice right away all 3 angles are less than 90 degrees, which tells me it's an acute angle. All right, so I'm going to call this an acute isosceles. All right. Put a square on that. Now these are my final answers, and somehow I'm going to work those into my response for my claim. Now when it comes, the next thing I'm going to go to is the claim. So when it comes to answering the claim, I really want to be careful. There's a lot of stuff here. There's a lot of story, there's a lot of interesting information, but not all of it really pertains to what I need to answer. Okay, or it pertains, but it doesn't necessarily need to be part of my information. You need to get really good about filtering out the extraneous details. So what I really need to boil my answer down to is this question. What is the full classification of this triangle, and what is the missing angle measurement? That's what my claim needs to have in it. Okay, so I'm going to answer that in one sentence, and I'm going to try to use a vocabulary word or two in the process. All right, so I'm going to say, this triangle is an acute isosceles triangle, comma, and the missing base angle measures 71 degrees. Now I threw base angle in there kind of as a bonus. All right, but I'm going to go ahead and highlight the vocabulary that I intentionally used as part of my response. Okay, and then I'm going to come down to reasoning. All right, so for the reasoning, what backs that up? What proves my statement? Well, I can easily say, I know this because the three interior angles of a triangle must add up to 180 degrees, comma, and the triangle is acute because all the interior angles are less than 90 degrees. All right, and at this point, I've answered the question. If there was some vocabulary here you wanted to highlight as well, you could highlight it with your highlighter, and that would help me out. But at this point, I've probably given a little more information that is needed in some cases. I've expanded a little bit, but this gives you an idea. You need a full sentence here, a full sentence here. You need to show every bit of the work that you can right here for the evidence. And that would be what I think is a really good example of an accurate question. That would probably score all the points in my book. Okay, so good luck on the test that we're going to have in a couple days. And please raise your hand if you have any questions. Otherwise, I will see you when we have our next video. Thank you very much.